Well, first of all, we're extremely excited to be here. I'm very happy with our team. They found a way to improve each week. They found a way to win games when the pressure's on, end-of-game type scenarios, and just looking forward to tomorrow.
All right, we'll take your questions. If you'll raise your hand and we'll get a floor microphone to you. Hands up. Let's start on the right side.
Coach, with the quick success you guys had, was there a point in the season when you truly believed we could really get on a little bit of a run here?
Well, we were work in progress earlier in the year. We won the Mississippi State game at the very end of the game. That gave us some confidence moving forward. But probably the Texas A&M game, the way we won it, on the road at the time, they were a top 10 team, and our offense drove the field and scored. Defense stopped them at the very end of the game, and that was probably the game that gave our guys a lot of confidence moving forward.
Other questions, raise your hand. All right, let's go to the left side.
Coach, I asked Coach Pinkel a similar question, but coming here to Atlanta, are there any benefits or drawbacks to playing in a place like Atlanta that's obviously very different from Auburn, and in a stadium like the Georgia Dome, which is very different from obviously where you guys normally play home and even away games? Well,
and of course, this is in this conference, this is what you dream about coming here. The fact that we're only about an hour and a half down the way. We played in the Chick-fil-A bowl game, I guess 2011. We played here in 2010. So we do have some players that are familiar, and really looking forward to it.
Question on the front row, right?
Hey, Gus. The two endings from Georgia and Alabama, good thing as you've seen practice and kind of give them an invincible feel, or do you try to bring them back down to earth and refocus them? How do you handle that?
Well, the challenge on emotional wins like that is you got to put it behind you. You got to move on to the next week. Against Georgia, we had a week off, so it made it a little bit easier. Alabama, obviously, we hadn't had but a week. But, our guys showed up for their Sunday practice. They went about their business like normal. I thought that was a very good sign. Had a very good week of practice. And I think our guys, they understand you can turn the film on from Missouri. We got to play our best game. We got to play better than we did last week to win this game. But our guys have went about the season like that all year, and we're going to have to do the same thing this week.
Question on the back left.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about Nick's maturation through the season and how he's handled big game after big game and his focus in the critical moments?
It's really been amazing to watch his progress. You're talking about a guy that, the very first game probably knew 25% of our offense. He got better each week. He's very unique. He's at his best when the game's on the line. When the pressure's the most, he finds a way to get it done. And, he's been a lot of fun to coach and a lot of fun to watch.
Another question in the back left.
Do you think that your defense has sort of improperly been left out of the narrative of your season, despite making some really big plays even at the end of games?
You're exactly right. Our defense has really complemented our offense. They came through time and time again when our offense was struggling or needed a lift. And you think about like last week in the fourth quarter with the big stops. We've been one of the better teams in the red zone, and that's really helped us. But our defense deserves a lot of the credit while we're here.
All right, let's go to the middle here, and then I'll come back and get you. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, you guys have been so strong in the run game, but they're very strong on the defensive front. How do you look at that matchup and the trouble they give you up front?
Yeah, that's going to be one of the keys to the game. They have an attacking style defensive front. They do a lot of slanting and twisting and doing some things, to create some problems up front. Their linebackers are very good run fitters, and so that'll be a big key in the game, their defensive front versus our offensive line.
All right, question down front.
Chris Davis is getting standing ovations in class after that big play. How has he handled things this week, and how tough of a matchup is this for him this week, having to go against receivers that are so much bigger than him?
Well, first of all, Chris is a senior. He's one of our leaders. He understands you can't get too high or too low. You got to keep on going about your business. He's had a very good week of practice, but we do have some challenges. There's no doubt those big receivers, they're fast, they're long. They give them one-on-one opportunities, but Chris has faced some very good receivers before, and we got a lot of confidence in Chris.
Question in the back, far right.
Coach, at your very first press conference when you accepted this job, you said this team is going to win championships. You said that, and less than a year later, almost exactly, you're here at the SEC championship. It seems like this whole year this team has been confident. Was there ever a second when you thought, maybe we weren't going to get this done?
You know, we really never let our mind go there. We were just worried about ourselves, just building that, that mental and physical toughness, that hard-nosed, blue-collar edge that Auburn's known for. We were really worried about ourselves, and we just took it one game at a time. We didn't look ahead about this and that. Our goal was to get better each week, and I know that sounds like coach speak, but that's all we thought about. And we didn't think about anything else, and what do you know, we're here. And I told our team we need to improve again this week.
Let's go to the left side.
Coach, do you believe that whoever wins the SEC title game should play for the BCS title game, whether it's you guys or Missouri?
All I know is we got the best league in college football, and I'm focused on the Missouri Tigers, and we'll worry about that after the game.
Question in the middle.
Gus, Nick's running stats in October and November have really been outstanding, but in the second half he drops off considerably. What are some of the in-game adjustments you look to make at halftime so that doesn't happen in this game or in the future?
Who's that? Said again?
Nick,
Okay.
his running stats just drop off after halftime. Just what are some of the in-game adjustments you have to make sure that doesn't happen?
Yeah, I mean, you do whatever, they may be taking Nick away at halftime because he's had some good first halves, but as a coach, you just do your best, whether it's, run your quarterback or run your tailback or throw the football. And, it's all about adjustments. This game will be the same way.
Another question on the left.
Coach, obviously you show a lot of enthusiasm and energy on the sidelines. How much do you think that rubs off on your guys?
That's who I am as a coach, I like to coach excited. Our players, they know what they're going to get from me, and this is the way I do it.
Let's go to, you got one in front? All right, question in the front row.
Coach, nationally, Auburn's gotten a lot more respect than Missouri has. Do you feel that's right?
Well, I'll just say this. Missouri's one of the better teams in college football. And anytime you win 11 games in this conference, I think they're very similar to us. I mean, you're talking about a team that's gotten better each week. They've risen the occasion. They've won under extreme pressure situations the last couple weeks. They're one of the best teams in college football, bottom line.
Question down front.
Yeah, guys. Gary Pinkel was talking earlier about Don James, who he described as his mentor. Who's your mentor? I don't think we've ever gotten into that.
There was a couple high school coaches in the state of Arkansas that I really looked up to, Barry Lunny Sr. Being one. As a coach, I was a head coach my second year, didn't get a chance to really learn under anyone, so I just kind of took bits and pieces from different high school coaches, and so that's how I went about it.
Question in the back on the far right.
Yeah, Coach, football's football all the way down to Pee Wee football. Do you ever pinch yourself and realize, I can't believe I actually get to wake up every day and do what I do and change kids' lives?
Yeah, I feel very blessed to be doing what I'm doing. Like I said, when I got in this business, I guess 23 years ago, I was, happy to be a high school coach. Every situation I've been in, I've had good players, I've had good coaches and good administration, and then I got a chance to get in college football, and the same things happen. So I feel very blessed to be doing what I'm doing. There's a lot of high school coaches out there that could be doing the exact same thing I am if they were given the opportunity.
Hands up. Other questions for Coach Malzahn? Right, on the right front.
Coach, Sheldon Richardson last year unfortunately termed the phrase old man football up at Mizzou. How important is old man football in the SEC?
Old man football, or are you talking about just old school football? Yeah, I'd just say, this is a league that's it's a physical league. Games are won up front in this league, offensively and defensively, and so I would agree.
Question on the left side.
Coach, could you just talk about the gauntlet that is the SEC conference, the games you play almost every single week, how that's prepared your team mentally, and especially the way you've won the last two games? What has that done for your team, preparing them for this kind of stage?
Yeah. Well, first of all, this league is a complete grind. Every week you have to find a way to get your team prepared. You got to be ready. There's no off weeks, and the strong survive. And the way we won the last two games, I got to believe that helps us. Kind of like I said last week, if close games, our guys believe they can win, and they found a way to win, numerous times.
Other questions for Coach Malzahn? Please raise your hand. Any others? Last call. All right, let's go to the front row. Let's stop right here, and then I'll come get you.
Gus, the rushing offense really hasn't been stopped since, I guess, week 3 against Mississippi State. Do you feel comfortable at the point now that you have to throw it 25, 30 times with Nick come Saturday if the run game's being stopped, that you'll be able to be successful?
You know, you do what got you here, and you hope you're successful with your strengths. But that's one of their strengths too, and I think that'll be a big key to the game. I really believe Nick Marshall can throw the football. He's gotten better, you know, each week with his decision making. He's got a great arm, and I really believe if he's called upon, he'll be able to do it.
We have a couple of questions in the middle. Go ahead.
Guys, I know Kerry Winberry and Charlie Patrick were at the Iron Bowl. When you prepare for this game, the biggest game of your head coaching career, what would you say to Charlie Patrick for giving you that opportunity?
Well, Charlie Patrick was the AD at Hughes High School that gave me my first job. I learned a lot under him. He kind of showed me the ropes early on, you know, about how to treat kids, how to push kids, and it was like a second father. So just very thankful for him.
Another question in the middle?
Coach, it seems like both teams really fed off the lack of respect coming into the season. How important was that, and do you think both are still using that at this point?
You know, I don't know if we were early in the season. I mean, we were just worried about ourselves. We were worried about how we'd handle adversity. How would we handle success? Would we play together? Would we play with that winning attitude? And we found a way to win the first game, and each game they improved. And so, you know, that's how we're here.
Hands up. Other questions for Coach Malzahn? Raise your hand. Any others? All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.